Hi, I'm Lauren Gerard, and this is my student teaching reflection video. The whole semester just went by about as fast as this intro is. Anyways, it all started at Riverwood High School, or Riverwood International Charter School, under the fabulous Dana Munson. I tried drawing a picture of you too, but it didn't work. But anyways, the first project, or the project that I wanted to talk about, was a graphite reduction still life we did of fortune cookies and Asian food boxes. And while the objectives are kind of scrolling, basically we just focused on value, using a wide range of value, focusing on observed transitional values, highlights and shadows to create form on a 2D surface, and then focusing on thinking instead of line in terms of shape. So the space that an object takes up in relation to the negative space around it. We started by looking at contemporary artist Fia Selmans, who was born in Latvia, and we looked at some examples of her work that show a great range of value. And then as a mini lesson, we did a value scale. And after that, we looked at examples of historical paintings that show great value. And again, just talking about the concept of chiaroscuro and creating a full range of value in your work. And then here we actually have some examples of the student work as well as the students at work. Even some of the students who struggled in art a bit did really well in this project, and I was really excited about that. I think some of them enjoyed it and some of them were glad it was over, but what can you do? So after that, I went to Iceland Springs Elementary under the also fabulous Adriana Hopin. And this was my favorite project that we did. It was styrofoam printmaking inspired by Picasso, and basically they took instruments and they drew a realistic and then an abstractive sketch of each one. And then they chose one of those sketches to transfer onto a styrofoam plate, and then we printed with them, but I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. So we started off with the PowerPoint where they learned about Pablo Picasso and different styles and periods that he worked in, and then I showed them the old guitars, which is my favorite painting. Then we learned about Cubism and how he and George Braque invented it. They compared and contrasted different Cubist works, and then learned how to break objects such as instruments into simple shapes. So once they did that, that's when they sketched it and transferred onto the plates. So here's some examples of them printing and the final product, but my favorite part was the post-it critique where they went around and wrote compliments, questions, and suggestions to each person, and then when I hung them up in the wall display, I actually included the poses that kids got in their feedback. So blue and green are for compliments, yellow, pink, and orange are for questions and suggestions. And the students really enjoyed that. It was a really great way to get them to talk about their work and kind of looking at other people's work and learning how to critique instead of criticize. And this is my wall display. So thank you so much for watching, and I would like to thank all of the amazing teachers I've learned from through this experience.